Happy Friday again. I am now joined with Dad across from me. We just did our Todd's Tips. And then John is on the couch from VO Marketing Pro. And what we're going to do is kind of our new setup is VOMP numbers first. And then, which you guys won't see. Well, you will see the VOMP numbers, sorry. Then the next thing we do is a more in-depth rundown of our numbers, Dad and mine, for the week for the VOMP Plus group. What the VOMP Plus group is Dad and I and John run it. It's a Facebook group. It's more of a community for people who are maybe stuck at a certain level in voiceover or are just getting started in voiceover and want to take a deeper dive into direct marketing especially. We do help out with other things voiceover, but it's mostly tailored towards direct marketing. Dad has, the last 8 years, gone over 6 figures in voiceover. The last 7 years have been multiple 6 figures. So anyway,
at least 60% of that has been direct email marketing.
Correct.
Direct marketing.
Yeah. So he knows a thing or two about direct marketing. So anyway, that's just, and then this year I was over $40,000. So we help people out. People can kind of identify more with where I'm at than Dad, but the hope is to help people out and be a community encouragement, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that or want to learn more about it, you can email John at johnbarsness@vomarketingpro.com and then hudsonbarsness@gmail.com hudsonbarsness@yahoo.com. It'll be right here. Or you can just comment in the comment section. So anyway, let's get in to our VOMP numbers, see how the VOMP group did. The VOMP group came to us, the people who we market for. They pay us to send out emails for them on their behalf because they have less time to do that. And they're fairly established, stuff like that. So anyway, that's just the difference of the groups. So that's what Johnny does. Yeah, just to make sure that people...
It's important to let people know.
So 73 warm responses this week.
Whoa. Right before Christmas.
Yeah, well, again, Joe will be sending out just a little bit the next couple weeks, but we try to get those emails that you pay for at the beginning and in the middle of the month so that we don't send out towards the end of the month as few as possible because we want to make sure that you get what you paid for, but we also want to make sure that you get what you paid for and the fact that we send out at a time that people aren't all on vacation.
Don't want any dead emails, basically.
Dead emails. Yep. So that's a good chunk of the reason why there was more than more than we've reported recently. 28 auditions and 6 jobs reported. Noel Romano, Greg Campbell, Kyra Cornett, Tyler Boss, recurring client, and Hudson Barsness with 2 recurring clients.
Saved my week.
Yep. And that was just today, so we didn't, right?
Yeah, they saved my week in the nick of time. Usually that doesn't happen on Fridays. So
yeah, that's what we got this week.
During the VOMP Plus thing, if you're not going to cover it, I wouldn't mind talking just a little bit about, I hear so many people out and about on videos and stuff saying, like I remember even like the first week of December, maybe even around Thanksgiving. I don't even do any direct marketing after Thanksgiving or just before Thanksgiving. I wouldn't mind just talking about that, just getting your input for within the VOMP Plus.
Well, I'll share it because I don't think this is good for. I think this is good for everyone. So I'm not gonna. It's not something that's. But I had somebody reach out to me today that's part of our group that said, I was wondering if you're sending out today, and I said, I am, and I'm not. I'm sending out. What I told him is that I am sending out using the holidays as a time to get in front of some people that we haven't reached out to for a while. But I said, I just can't, as I'm pushing this boulder up the hill as a company, I can't just sit here these next couple weeks and not do anything. So I said, I'm also going through smaller cities in the United States. 100,000 people or less is about what I'm making it. I've gone through several states and written them down on a piece of paper, just on a notepad. I've been writing them, and then I just cross them off when I've gone through and exhausted them. I check them against our database, but I keep track of those so that then when January comes around, we can send out to more people. Also, introduce those into our database for the people that we work with. And so I don't like sitting around and doing it. So I'm kind of sending out, but using the holidays as that time to see if there's some people that are in the office. And usually people are pretty happy this time of year. So they might say, oh yeah, I keep in mind. But I told him that I most likely after today, meaning Friday the 15th, I'm not going to send out much next week at all. I'll just leave it because I don't want those emails to go that way. But I can't. This is the time to, I think, in my opinion, time to look. If you have time to look for companies, so that in January you can hit the ground running, and you're not just.
Well, if you're one of those people that doesn't send out, if you're saying I just don't send out from Thanksgiving all the way to the first of the year or past that. My suggestion to them would be, well, you better be looking for, in a nicer way, you better be looking for people that you can then, so that time isn't just wasted. You know, I understand going Thanksgiving, spending some time doing that, taking some time off, and Christmas and New Year's. But if you have 2.5, 3 weeks in between all of that, think about how much hay you could make finding possible prospects for direct marketing in that time. You don't have to set it out that time, but think about all of that work that you did just before the new year that you can blast out there and think, I didn't waste that time. Instead of having to then spend a couple days after that looking, after you're probably feeling like, oh, here comes a new year. I don't really want to do this.
Let's go to your numbers.
Okay. I had 3 warm responses, 2 auditions. Then I had 2 recurring clients, one for 300 and one for 125. 0 new clients. In total this week, I had 8 jobs. I had 3 on Upwork for 3 on Upwork and a revision, and then I had 3 on Fiverr, $202.50 there. Did some editing for Dad. For my total this week was $923.50. $923.50 over my $750.
Great. I mean,
I was up against it on Thursday afternoon, and then this morning I got $425, which was huge.
Yeah. For me, I had $3,575 in direct marketing, and I was sick all week. It was a hard week. Again, I'm not talking about being in the trenches in the Army, armed forces. I'm not talking about milking cows or digging ditches or working outside with my hands or anything that a lot of people do that build infrastructure, do a lot of things that are very important. But for a soft voiceover talent like me, who works inside in a heated building and dry and warm, it's just hard work to have to get your voice when you're very sick, you don't feel good, to just work. And this was a working week for me,
especially
in
an overheated studio.
So
that's
hard.
tough on you, yeah.
So $3,575 for my direct marketing, nothing on Upwork, and some of it was because I didn't have time. This was a 4-day week for me because we traveled, and I didn't get back and start working till Tuesday. And projects on Fiverr, $1,508.60. So my total was $6,008.60. So I was just over my goal, $6,008.60. I want us to talk more about what we were talking about a few minutes ago for our VOMP Plus group.
Yeah, we won't forget
because that's a special group that we spend extra time with. And again, if you want to be part of that, let us know, because we deep dive into these things and give you some little hints and things for that group.
Do you have anything else for just the VOMP group?
Nope.
All right. Well, we will probably be doing some more of these videos before Christmas, I would think. So we won't say Merry Christmas yet. I'm in the festive.
That's an ugly Christmas sweater. Or maybe it's not. It's not so ugly. It's not gaudy.
Anyway, thank you for watching this for the VOMP group. Good job this week, and keep up the good work.